Great. I'm sure there will still be a number of people coming in from lunch, but we are coming to the home stretch of what's been a great conference so far, and we still have a lot more great content to be had in the rest of the afternoon. Before we get to that, we have a presenter, and I'm going to do a quick introduction. Some of you may know Jonathan Richman. Jonathan Richman is the Director of Social Media for Possible Worldwide. Jonathan is responsible for providing strategic direction and thought leadership for Possible Worldwide. Possible Worldwide is a top 25 digital agency in the world, has over 1,000 employees in 18 offices in 9 countries, with clients including Procter & Gamble, ConAgra Foods, Dell, Mazda, Red Bull, and Samsung. Jonathan also leads Possible's thought leadership efforts via the development of white papers and company blogs. And for those of you who do not read Jonathan's blog, Dose of Digital, I suggest you sign up now. It is a great, great blog to follow. So with that said, Jonathan is going to introduce the Dosie Awards for 2011, which honors the best in social media in the pharma industry. Jonathan?
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. So who's familiar with the Dosie Awards, knows what I'm talking about? Who voted at all throughout the process? All right. Handful of you. Okay. So real quick with the Dosie Awards are, I'll skip that one, you guys know who I am. So one of the things I do have on my blog that probably a lot of you have actually contributed to over the years is essentially a pharma and healthcare social media wiki. So the link is in the upper right there, you click on that. That's where you find all of your, quote, I told you so pieces. So when somebody says, well, nobody's ever done a Facebook page or nobody's ever done a YouTube channel, chances are that somebody has. You can go there. There's 500 plus industry examples on there now. You can find anything that's been done in pharma or healthcare in social media with links to all of them. So it's a great page to send your attorneys to at your companies and say, of course you can do it. Here's a whole bunch of people who have. So actually everything that's on that wiki, so a little bit different than some awards contests, there's no entry fees, there's no applications. If it's on there, it's a nominee to give kind of everybody equal choice. So that's what I've kind of said already. Something what we did last year was it was a complete popular vote. So everybody's vote kind of the same, totally open to the general public, and got some feedback from people that said it kind of became a little bit of a popularity contest where sites that were able to really rally people together to go and vote ended up winning, and not necessarily the best of the best sites, although I think it's a nice mix of each in there. So this year we did something a little bit different. So there's a People's Choice award, and that's based on totally unpopular voting, but did something different this year and also made a judges category. So asked people for judges, got nominations. We ended up with about 100 judges or so, made up of folks like you, industry experts, leaders, who voted on awards also. So less of a popularity contest, which gave some of those smaller sites a chance to win also. So definitely keep an eye out for sites that actually won both awards. So the categories that are covered in here, and these are the categories are broken out on the wiki too. So if you're looking for examples of any of this type of stuff, come and check it out. Pretty self-explanatory, just a differentiation on the first two. So there's 2 types of communities. Ones that were like created by a pharma or healthcare company that's totally run and controlled by them, and the others are independent sites. So like a Patients Like Me would fit into that patient community, non-brand control. I think all the rest makes sense. So without further ado, I guess we could just jump into it. So I got 15 minutes here, so I'm going to go through them fairly quickly, but this will be on my blog. If WordPress works well, it'll be on there right at 2 o'clock. We'll see if it actually works. So first, let's do the People's Choice. I thought of doing like, I will end the envelope, please, but I thought tearing up like 25 envelopes seemed a bit excessive, especially here in San Francisco. We're very serious about recycling. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way or new-fashioned way with PowerPoint. So first, winners, and I'm just going to actually kind of breeze through these. No applause necessary. If you want to applaud or scream for your particular site, go for it. So first, the People's Choice and this brand controlled. So these are patient communities that are created by pharma companies. And so this is, again, the People's Choice of popular voting. So if you don't like the winners in this category, you only have yourselves to blame. But here's what so the winners in this, for the patient community, the brand, this should be brand, yeah, that's right. MS Watch and Children with Diabetes. So these are two sites that are created by pharma companies that are both actually really good. Should take a look at both of these. On the non-brand controlled, so these are the ones that are totally independent, run by third parties or nonprofit organizations. The winner for the People's Choice is the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, their site, and 2 Diabetes is the runner-up there. One of my personal favorites. For the Facebook page, again for People's Choice, your votes said the Diabetes Dish and Sanofi Aventis US Diabetes page. So Diabetes Dish is Merck, I believe. So check out both of those, both also very good. For YouTube, again, People's Choice votes. This one went to Y Insulin, which is Sanofi Aventis. You'll hear their name a few times. And then J&J Health, which are, again, both good pages, more of a branded example on one side, and then the J&J Health is a great corporate version. For the Twitter accounts, again, People's Choice. Again, these are both actually Sanofi Aventis pages, so they did a good job rallying the troops to do some voting for them. So there's a couple, actually two good accounts to follow there. And for the company blog, so this is a pharma or healthcare company's blog, obviously. So Discuss Diabetes and the Red Cross is a runner-up there. So Red Cross, kind of a little, not directly pharma industry, but definitely counts in healthcare, so they're up there. And then this is the patient. Usually I put patient in quotes because I know some people don't like that, so it's the best word that I have. But patient or caregiver blog, 2 winners here for the People's Choice. And all of these winners will get a fancy badge that they can proudly display anywhere. There's no trophies or anything like that. And then the last one is the Industry Observer blog. So it's people like myself who write blogs and have a lot to say about stuff. So again, on the good job of rallying the troops. Anybody here from InTouch Solutions? Anybody? Probably saw one person earlier. But so 2 actually blogs from them. So they did a good job getting people together and using social media. All right. So those are the People's Choice versions. So again, this year this was totally up to your voting. So it's like the bumper stickers, like, hey, don't blame me, I didn't vote for so-and-so. So if you don't like these, that's this category. So now on the judges' side, are there any judges in the room? I know one. Okay. So spread out around the world, there are 100 of you, but only one of you here. All right, so on to the judges' choice side. So again, this is based on the voting of the judges who gave fairly, let them kind of interpret a little bit, but gave them some criteria to look at around how much interaction is there, what's the connection with the brand, those sorts of things to give them some criteria to go on. There's a lot of work for the judges because they had to go through about 700-something entries spread throughout the different categories. So appreciate their efforts there. All right, so on the judges' side, on the People's Choice side, we had a winner and a runner-up. For this one, we have the gold, silver, and bronze award. So again, still no trophies, especially gold trophies. All right, so on the brand control patient community, the Judges' Choice Awards go to, so this is again, communities created by pharma companies, CF Voice, which is Novartis, Hi-Fight MS is EMD Serrano, and Diabetes Handprint is J&J through their LifeScan brand. All right. Don't all raise your hands at once when I ask questions. It's hard to. All right, patient community. So on the non-brand controlled, so again, these are the independent sites. So patients like me is the gold, 2 Diabetes is silver, and I'm too young for this, the bronze. So congratulations, especially to 2 Diabetes who showed up both in the People's Choice version and also got the judges' nod. So good things for them, obviously getting both the people love them and overall too. For Facebook page, so this one was a little bit, even denying the impossibility of statistics, this managed to be almost a 4-way tie. But there's actually a tie for the gold, so 2 sites had the exact same number of votes, the J&J corporate Facebook page and the Mayo Clinic Facebook page, and a tie for second place. It's Prilosec OTC's page and also MS Village Canada. So let's see. Prilosec OTC is actually P&G now with a little help from AstraZeneca. And MS Village Canada is actually an independent company. So these had almost the exact same votes. It was off by just barely, by I think 2 votes. So pretty interesting. All right, the YouTube channel goes to Gold, Silver, and Bronze, J&J Health, Mayo Clinic, and InBed Story. InBed Story, if you haven't seen these are from Bayer for the Levicha brand. They're kind of these funny animated cartoons, definitely worth checking out. Really interesting kind of unbranded approach that they did. More in Europe, but it's on YouTube, so anybody can see it, I suppose. The Twitter account for Judge's Choice, some more Mayo Clinic. For the gold, Race with Insulin for the silver, who has the honor of sending the first ever branded tweet a couple of years ago. And J&J Stories, which is obviously another Johnson & Johnson site. You should definitely check out. That talks kind of broadly about the company's history and other efforts that they're working on. A really, really interesting feed that they have there. On the company blog side, so there's Red Cross, J&J's BTW blog, which is one of my favorites, and then Discuss Diabetes, which is a relatively new one from Sanofi Aventis, which is also very good. Let's see here. For the patient or caregiver blog, so slightly different winners here. So Diabetes Mind, really good blog on just overall diabetes. Running for My Life, which probably less people have heard of, but definitely worth checking out. And some people have, I'm sure, heard of or heard ePatient Dave speak before, so definitely read his blog if you don't. So it's called New Life of ePatient Dave, so congratulations to him also. And we're nearing the end. So for the Industry Observer blog, so this is all the pundits like myself. The gold, silver, and bronze goes to Pharmalot, and then Pixels, and congratulations to them. Definitely check out their site while you're here. And then the last but not least one is the Company of the Year in social media. And the way that this one was given out was the company overall that got the most number of awards between People's Choice and the Judges category. And this was close. It was 7-6 in first place. So Pharma Company of the Year is J&J, which had 7 total awards. If there was a second place, but there's not. For this one, it would be Sanofi Aventis, which got 6. So really close for both of them. So congratulations to all those winners. This will all be posted on the blog as soon as I go over here and type in a couple of things. So you can download this presentation and see the winners and share them that way. Because I know I went through it really fast, but I promised that I would. And just real quick, if you want to find me, there's a link to the blog. It's also my Twitter handle, and then the fancy high-tech mobile version. If you just text the word healthcare to the short code 50500, then you'll get texted back with all my contact info. And then you'll wonder how I did it. So I don't think there's any questions, but if there are, I'll take them. Otherwise, I'll be around for the rest of the day. And thanks for bearing with the speed, and for everybody who voted and otherwise shared about the awards. I appreciate it. Thanks.